is referred to the paper 4. Because paper 4, later, okay, it's okay. Later we'll try to attempt some questions which is related to the paper 4. But this is example of the question that they will be asking in the paper 4. You can see my screen, right, Ethan and Suyang?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so in chapter 1, we already discussed about the characteristic and classification of the living organism, and then you need to know about the each of the living organism. We have a lot of type of the living organism, right? Which is include the arthropods, the animals, plants, fungi. Then you should memorize their. Not only memorize but you should always understand their characteristic. For example, if the question they ask you, state 2 common features for the arthropod. So what kind of point that you need to write, which is refer to the common feature of arthropod. So maybe sometime the question they will give you the picture like this. Yeah. So this is a picture they will give you sometime, but sometimes they will not give you. Okay. So from this picture, what you can tell related to the characteristic for the arthropod is they have a very hard exoskeleton, right? You can see this is a very hard exoskeleton. Yeah. So you can write the characteristic is they condense hard exoskeletons, which is the one of their characteristic. Exoskeleton. This one. Sorry. Where's my pen? Exoskeleton. Exoskeletons, that means that exo means the external parts of the body. External hard parts of the body. Because in the arthropod, they don't really have the skeleton just like human or animal. In human and animal like us, we are a vertebrate animal, right? We are vertebrate animal. That means vertebrate. Yeah. That means we have the vertebrae bones to support us. Such as we call as the thoracic vertebrae. This one. Later we'll learn, okay? Vertebrae. Cervical vertebrae is referred to the bone which is located on our neck part. And then we also have the thoracic vertebrae. Thoracic vertebrae is referred to the bone which is cover the upper part of the body, which it include your rib cage, okay, your rib cage and your lungs and your hearts. Yeah, so those are the vertebrae which cover your internal organs. But however, in the arthropods, they don't have this kind of vertebrae. They don't really have vertebrae, so they are dependent on the exoskeletons to. They are dependent on this exoskeleton, which is the hard external parts body to protect themselves. And then you can see their body. You can see their body. Their body actually there's a lot of like segment like this. This is a segment. You can see 1 segment, 2 segment, 3 segment, 4 segment, 5 segments. So this is we know as segmented body. Segmented body means that this body they are totally same with another segment. So they are just something like this. This is a segmented body. And then they have the joint leg. What is mean by the joint leg? Joint leg usually they are assist in a lot of the lower class organisms such as the insect and also the crustaceans. Yeah, so the joint leg is referred to this one. This is a joint leg. You see the leg. You see their leg, they are joined together. See, 1, 2, joined together. You can see this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Those are the joint leg. In the spider also, you can see this is their leg. Means their leg are divided into many parts. So this is called as the joint leg. Or I can show a clear picture to you. Refer to the joint leg because in biology, I hope that you can understand that, not only memorize. Okay, so those are the joint leg. Joint leg. You can see this is the I mean, this is a pair of the leg, right? And then the leg is divided into many parts. So they refer this as the joint leg. I'm sharing the screen, right? Let me check. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now. So do you have any question to ask me now? Or everything good? Okay, thanks. Okay, so first, when you answer the question, observe first. You need to observe about the picture they give you, okay? So this is a feature for the arthropod, which is they contain the very hard exoskeletons. They have the body which is divided into segment, and they have the joint leg. Then how about the arnix? Aranic. Arnix is refer to the spider family. So in the aranic organisms, they have the 4 pairs of the leg. You can see. So this is the aranic organism. You can see all of them, they have the 4 pair of legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in total, they have the 8 legs. 8 legs in the total amount. So other than that, they also have the 2 body parts. Okay, 2 body parts. You can see that in the, I mean, in the spider family, they have the 2 body part, right? So if you want to divide their body part, you divide it into this first part and the second parts. You can see, right, first part and the second parts. So why? Because in the first part, their head and their upper part of body, they are totally fused together. See, they have fused head and the thorax. They are fused together. Fused head and the thorax. See, this is this also, you can see this is their head, right, and this is their thorax. They are totally fused together, and they have a term. They call this fused head and the thorax known as the cephalothorax. Sometimes you can put this term inside your answer. Cephalothorax. Cephalo means the fused head. Okay, thorax means their upper part of the body. So they only have 2 body parts in the RNA. Okay, all 4 pair of leg, and they have the 2 body parts. And then, oh sorry, how about the other species like the myriapods? Myriapods. Myriapods is referred to the millipedes. Okay, millipedes. In example of the organism found in the millipedes is this wukong, uh, wukong, and also the, yeah. So in animal, in English, they know as centipede. So example of myriapods is you have the centipede. Centipede. So you can see, yeah, this is the centipede. So their characteristic is they have also many joint leg. They have a lot of joint leg too. See, they have a many pair of leg. In myriapods, you are unable to calculate how many leg in total, because they almost have like, maybe they can have around 20 pairs of leg, 30 pairs of leg, or 50 pair of leg. You are able to calculate it. It's not like in the arthropod you can calculate that. In the arthropod you can calculate the leg, right? In the RNA, there's 4 pair of leg. Or in the insect family, there are 3 pair of leg. Okay, insect you have 3 pair of leg, yeah. 3 pair of leg. So in the myriapod, you are unable to calculate how many pair of leg. So you just need to write there are many pair of leg. It's enough already. Okay. And also they have divided into many parts of their body segment. You can see. Yeah, this is one body segment. This is another body segment. Yeah, this is we refer to the segment of the body. Means the body is divided into equal parts. Okay, many equal parts. Okay, then we continue to talk about the next few chapter. Okay, so you can see if the question asks you why animal species become endangered, so there are some reasons which is contribute to the endanger of the animal species, such as you can say some answer. Okay, hunting, pollution, loss of habitat. Those are the reasons able to contribute to the endangers in the animals. And then okay, how DNA extracted from the spider can use to identify from other different species. That means that if you want to differentiate this, I mean, this spider DNA are different from other species or not, or you want to study is there any relationship between this species with another species, relationship which is usually referred to the relationship for their ancestor relationship, ancestor relationship. So it's better for you to study about their DNA base sequence, because remember this, DNA base sequence will determine the amino acid sequence, right? Amino acid sequence. Then amino acid sequence, okay, they will determine the protein structure, the structure of protein. Then the protein structure will determine the function of the protein. So if you want to study, is there any the relationship exists between two distinct different species? I mean the ancestor relationship. So it's better for us to extract their tissue sample to get their DNA from the nucleus. Because every species, they have their own unique DNA base sequence. So if you have the almost similar DNA base sequence with your another species, that means that they are very closely related to each other. That means that they share common ancestor in a long time ago. So that's why their base sequence is very similar to each other. And then if you, I mean, actually in the real life, when they are trying to study is there any relationship exists between two species, they also able to calculate their, I mean, how many percentage they are being matching in the DNA base sequence with each other. So if there's a highest percentage, that means that there's really, I mean, that there's really a relationship exists between them. For example, about 95% above or 99% above. For example, if you want to study the relationship between yourself and your parents, okay, so your parents' DNA base sequence, if you compare with your DNA base sequence, there should be around 98 or 99% of the similarity. Yeah, so this is a way. Okay. So in the chapter 1, the question they also like to ask about, you need to know about the difference between the animal cell and the bacteria, okay? Because this question, actually they are asking about the difference. You can see the difference between the eukaryotic cell and the prokaryotic cell. The question they will not directly tell you about, state the difference between eukaryotic cell or prokaryotic cell, but they will give you something. And then when you look at this organism, you should think that, oh, it's about eukaryotic cell. For example, this animal cell is totally a eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. And then bacterial cell is about prokaryotic cell. So any feature you are able to access in the eukaryotic cell, but you are unable to found in the prokaryotic cell is the nucleus, mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi, because those are the membrane-bound organelle, which is only accessed in the eukaryotic cell, but not the prokaryotic cell. This is the membrane-bound organelle. Okay, and then you should know the prokaryotic cell, how is their structure? Because sometimes the question they will ask you to label. So for example, okay, if I want to label this is a prokaryotic cell, so their parts of the body is here. Here is the plasmid. Yeah. Sorry, here is a flagella. Flagella is a tail of the prokaryote. So they help in the motility of the prokaryote. So the prokaryotic cell, they able to move by using the flagella. Okay, so it called as a locomotion organelle. Locomotion means that movement. Locomotion means movement, yeah, movement. So flagella, this is a flagella. And then where is the plasmid? Plasmid is a circular plasmid that are found inside the prokaryote. So you cannot see in this picture, but it should exist in this way. Just like a ring found inside the prokaryote cell. So this is called as plasmid. And then the cell wall, okay? In the prokaryote cell, they have the cell wall. They have the cell wall, okay? The external part of the cell wall. So the cell wall, they are made out of the component which is called as the peptidoglycan. Please remember that peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycans, they help to make up the cell wall component for the prokaryote cell. And also, please remember that all prokaryote cell, they are belong to bacteria. So whenever the question mentioned bacteria, that means it is a prokaryote cell. So they have the cell wall, which is made out of peptidoglycan, and also they have the cell membrane and naked DNA. Naked DNA, why? What is meant by naked DNA? Because the DNA, they are totally exposed to the outside. They are not enclosed in the nucleus. They are not enclosed in the nucleus in the prokaryote cell. Yeah? So they are known as naked DNA. Naked means that they don't, they don't wear any shirt at all. Yeah, this is a prokaryote cell, okay? So now we talk about the virus. Okay, you should know that virus is a non-living organism. And virus is very, very small. It's much more smaller than the prokaryote and also the eukaryote cell. So if you want to compare the size between the virus, prokaryote, and eukaryote, you should know that from the smallest to largest organism, okay, the smallest one is the virus. And then followed by prokaryote cell. Okay, and then followed by eukaryote cell. Eukaryote cell is the largest cell compared with the prokaryote cell and also the virus. The virus is the smallest one. Yeah, the virus is the smallest one. And then I hope you know that why virus is not classified as a living organism, because the virus unable to perform the the 7 characteristic possessed by the living organism. Yeah, which is the virus, virus do not perform the the living process such as the excretion, reproduction, and respiration. They don't have this. So they are known as non-living organism. So the virus, if I want to draw a virus structure, I should draw in this way. A very simple virus structure. Now I'll draw to you, yeah. So I'll draw this, which is the hexagon. I will draw a hexagon, okay? So, and then outside I will draw a circle. So inside the virus, there is the genetic material, either is DNA or the RNA. You are not sure, right? So you just write, just something like this is enough already. Okay, then you label inside is the genetic material, either DNA or RNA. Because in the virus, you contain the RNA type virus and also you contain the DNA type virus. So genetic material. Okay, either DNA or RNA. And then this is a capsid. Capsid. And then there's a envelope. Okay, envelope of the virus. So sometimes this capsid, they will know as the protein code. I check if I have a better picture to show you virus structure. Let me check, sorry. Virus structure, capsid. Yeah, so this is example of the virus structure that I can show to you. Yeah, so this is a virus structure. You have the either DNA virus or the RNA virus. Okay, and then you have the capsid. Yeah. Okay, so you should write off. Okay, for example, of virus, the characteristic is they are enveloped virus or they are non-enveloped virus, and inside it they contain the genetic material which is belong to DNA or RNA, and the genetic material are covered by the capsid. Yeah, so this is virus. You see, inside the virus, they do not have any nucleus or membrane-bound organelle. They do not have it because they don't really need it because they are a non-living organism. And then state the true feature of the animal cell. They are not found in the bacteria. See, they're asking again the difference between the eukaryotic cell and the prokaryotic cell. So whenever you saw the answer writing the animal cell, they are referring to the eukaryotic cell, but they are just indirectly tell you they are the eukaryotic cell. So this is the eukaryotic cell. Yeah. So they don't have the nucleus, mitochondria, and endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So then now talk about the species. So what defines species? Species is referred to which is the organism. They are come from the same species. Just like me, Ethan, Su Yang, we are all human, right? We are all Homo sapien. We are under this species. Just like we are different individual. So we are the same species, but we are genetically different individual because we are all come from different family, right? But we are the same species, so able to human species. You see, human and the human species, they are their definition is they are able to reproduce each other and to produce a fertile offspring. So this is the definition between the species. If the organism they are exist between different species, if the different species, for example, lion and the tiger, right? Lion and tiger, they are the different species. So if the lion and tiger they want to mate to each other, okay, there's a mating happen between the tiger and the lion. So they want to produce a progeny, right? So this progeny, which is they call as liger, tiger and the lion mating with each other. So tiger and lion are totally a different species. So whenever they mate to each other, they will produce a progeny. So this progeny, they will give them the name called as liger, okay? But however, this liger, which is a progeny from the tiger and the lions, they are sterile. Sterile means they are unable to breed to produce a fertile offspring. Yeah. So because they are from the different species. So that's why there's only reproduction happen between the same species to enable them to produce a fertile offspring. So this is a difference between them. Same species, yeah. And then state two features that distinguish the mammals from other vertebrae. So the mammals, that means that they have the mammary glands, they're able to give birth, okay? They're able to give birth and breastfeeding. Yeah, they have the sweat gland. So those are the mammal. So we are classified under mammals, okay? Oh, and then any other question? Okay, state two feature of the protists, they are different from the prokaryote. Yeah, so now they are comparing with the prototists with the prokaryote. So in the prototists, also prototists is the eukaryote or prokaryote organism. Which one? Prototists is classified under eukaryotic organism or prokaryotic organism. Tell me, Ethan Su Yang. Prototists 原生动物 which is the amoeba, paramecium, they are classified under eukaryote or prokaryote. Hello.
Eukaryote.
Yeah, eukaryote. Okay, eukaryote. Good. Remember that in the 5 animal kingdom that you learn about what? You learn about animals, you learn about plants, you learn about protists, and also you learn about fungi, protists. So, and then last one you learn about bacteria. So all the first 4 organisms, they are classified under eukaryote. So you can see, so now question asking, compare the difference between eukaryotic cell, which is the prototist, and the prokaryote cell, which is the bacteria. So the answer is similar again, okay? you can write, okay, prototis, they have the membrane organelle, they have the nucleus, but those are not exist in the prokaryote. In the prokaryote, they have the, yeah. So, okay, another difference between the prototis and the prokaryote is prototis, they have the cell wall. They have the cell wall, okay? But their cell wall is from different component. They are made from different component. Prototis cell wall is made from, I'm not sure, do you still remember? It's made from chitin, chitin. In the prokaryote cell wall, it's made from peptidoglycan. It's made from peptidoglycan. Okay, it's not from the peptidoglycan. The prokaryote cell wall is made from peptidoglycan. Okay, please remember this term. Sometimes they will ask in the objective. And then suggest two types of methods that can be used to determine how closely related organisms are. So you can compare the DNA-based sequence, but the most accurate one will be the DNA-based sequence compared with the morphology or anatomical structure. Yeah, and then any other question? Okay, forensic scientists often try to find the DNA on the item of stained clothing, suggest why DNA can use to identify the individual people. Why? Because DNA, as we already know that every individuals that have their unique DNA. Okay, so their DNA-based sequence is totally different. So just like Eden and Suyang, me. So three of us, our DNA-based sequence is totally different. Even though you compare with your parents, okay, they are also slightly different because you are the child from your parents, right? So the DNA sequence, they are similar, but they are not 100% same. They are just slightly different. Okay, so DNA contain the genes and the alleles. So if the DNA sequence is very similar, that means that they have the relationship between them, which is they share the common ancestor. So those are the example of the question they would like to come out in the exam for the paper 4. So now, okay, so for this one, for this chapter, actually for every chapter, I will also prepare something like this quiz card. Okay, so this is for you to read on, because I know that biology is a lot of thing to memorize, right? And also to study. So sometimes you will always forget, very forgetful memory. So this quiz card, they will help you to revise back the, especially the definition. In biology, definition is very important, yeah. Definition. Yeah, definition. So sometimes the question they will ask you, define what is meant by respiration, then you should write. So this is a keyword that you should write in your exam. Oh, okay, so let's go through it. So the characteristic of the living thing include the movements, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, and excretion, nutrition. And the respiration, yeah, you all know already. Respiration is a chemical reactions. They break down the neutral molecule. Neutral molecule is included in the glucose. For example, yeah, it's a glucose. Yeah, so because inside the neutral molecule they have the energy, right? They contain the chemical energy. Just like you need the respiration help you to release out the energy, so you're able to provide the energy for the cell metabolism. Uh, okay, so you can see, yeah, this one. Difference between egestion and excretion. Egestions is the food that have passed through the gut as a feces. Okay? Excretion is the removal of the metabolic waste. You know the difference between excretion and egestion? Okay. Excretion means removal of the waste product. See? Removal of the waste product, metabolic waste product. Waste product include, you can remove away the, for example, urea, mineral salt, okay, species, and also got any other carbon dioxide. So those are under excretion. So excretion is a general term. Sorry, it's a general term. Just describe that. The waste product are removed away from the body. But whenever we talk about the ejection, yeah, is they only focus about the removal of the feces only. They only focus about removal of the feces only. That's all. Okay. And then any other things that let me check on. Okay, so classifications. Whenever question asks about classification, is based on the DNA sequencing. Okay. So the DNA sequencing, they will determine the sequence of amino acids. Yeah. So if they are more similar to each other, they share more ancestor. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. Okay, and also the five kingdom you should know. Those are the five kingdom, and the characteristic for each of the kingdom. Okay, for example, the animal kingdom, they have the, their characteristic is they do not have the cell wall. Animal kingdom is, is belong to us. Yeah, we are classified under the animal kingdom, so we don't have the cell wall, and we are multicellular because we are made of a lot of cell, and then we do have feed on other organisms because we are under heterotrophic nutrition. We are heterotroph. That means we depend on the external food source, heterotrophic nutrition. And then this one, give the feature and example of the organism in the plant kingdom. Okay, so the plant kingdom is they have the multicellular, they are multicellular organism with the cellular cell wall. See, every plant they have the cellular cell wall. Yeah, every plant cell they do have the cellular cell wall. So also they have the chloroplast and they're able to carry out the photosynthesis to produce the glucose. So those are, they perform autotrophic nutrition. Yeah, autotrophic nutrition. They perform autotrophic nutrition. Then this one, how about the fungi? Fungi, they have the chitin cell wall. And also they're able to perform the either sexual or the asexual productions by using spore. Their spore is under their leaf, yeah, underside of their leaf. So they perform saprotrophic nutrition, saprotrophic, because they are feed on the decaying material. So they are called as saprophytic nutrition. For example, they are the yeast. Okay, yeast. In the fungi kingdom, we do have the unicellular and the multicellular organism, but the yeast is the example of the unicellular organism. Yeah, unicellular organism, unicellular organism. But if ferns, okay, yeah, if the mushroom, okay, mushroom is an example of the multicellular organism. Then explain how the fungus. Okay, then explain how the fungus is adapted to obtain its food. So the fungus, they have the hyphae, they can branch out and grow on the new food source. The hyphae is something like the branching of the fungus. So they have the large surface area and they release the enzyme to break down the food. So those are the characteristics they are being processed by the fungus if they want to get their own food. So they have hyphae, which is large surface area, and then they able to use the enzyme to digest the food. Okay, I think yeah, that's all for this chapter. So other you can read by yourself. So if we talk about the group of the arthropod, listing the number of leg for each. Sometimes question they might ask you about this. List the number of leg for each species. So insect you have 6 leg in total. So 3 pair of the leg. Ironic, like the spider, you have 8 legs. Okay, or to a crustacean. Crustacean, just like in the lobster or prawn, they have about 10 to 14 legs. Then how about the myopod? Myopod, so you can see they state more than 20 legs. Yeah. So in the answer, you can just write that they have many legs is enough already. Because myopod, like they usually unable to calculate at all because there's too many already. There's too many. And then the arthropod. Okay, arthropod is the a part of the invertebrates that have the exoskeleton segmented and joint appendage. Yeah, you can say joint leg is enough already. Joint leg, this one. No need to write joint appendage. Joint appendage and the joint leg is totally the same meaning only. Okay, the virus characteristic and also the ferns. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all for this chapter. Okay, so whenever you are doing the revisions, please remember read through this chapter 1 important notes. Okay, every chapter I will prepare for you the important note, which is they include the common question to be coming out in the paper 4 and also the definition, which is included in this chapter. I mean the important definition. Okay, so that's all. Do you have any question to ask me? Usually at this stage, you can't think the question unless you do unless you go to try the exercise and then you will realize there's a lot of question. So if don't have question to ask me, I will enter chapter 2. Chapter 2, I mean the first part of chapter 2, cell structure and organization. So far, so good. Ethan and Suyang? So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so please open your chapter 2 notes, which is the first part. So now we enter the chapter 2. We are talking about the cell structure and organizations. So if ready, please let me know. If you open the notes already, please let me know. Okay, I'll start, yeah? So in this chapter 2, you learn about the detail of the organism. So just like in human, we are a multicellular organism. So we are made of a lot of cells. In human, I think we contain about many billions, unable to calculate because there's too much of cell forming us. So what is meant by cell? Cell is the building block of the living organism. Building block. Living organism. It's a building block for the living organism. Just like when you want to build a big house, right? Then the big house is built up based on the block also. So from the cell, okay, a group of cell when you group all the cell together, they will form the tissue. In the tissue, that means this one 组织. I think you are no need to learn in Mandarin. Okay. So we just learn in the English. That's English issue. So tissue. So from the tissue, if there's a group of tissue, they are combined together, they will form the organ. A group of tissue, when they are combined together, means that there's many tissue they combine together, they will form the organs. This is the organs. For example, the organs, we have the lung, liver, hearts, and any kind of organ, pancreas. Those are example of organs. Okay, so each organs, they are formed by many group of the tissue. So whenever the different organs, they are joined together, they will form a system. System, yeah. For example, the system, you have the respiratory system, for example. So in the respiratory system, you do contain the lung, right? And also you have the trachea. Trachea is also a kind of organs. And you have the nose. So you can see those are the organs, they are connected together. So they will form a complete system. So in our body, we have a lot of system, not only respiratory, not only this respiratory, but we also do have the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system, which is refer to our hearts, okay? Hearts, blood vessel. And we also have the urinary system. Urinary system is consists of the kidney, bladder, and also any kind of thing. Let me see. Yeah. And we also have the endocrine system. Endocrine system is referred to the coordination and regulations, which is hormones. So our endocrine organs is okay. You will learn more. Okay. So those are example of system. So now we talk about the organelles. So organelles, they refer to the organelles found inside the cell. It's just like the organs inside the cell. So in human body, we do have a lot of organ inside our body, right? So in the cell, they also do contain their organ inside the cell. So they refer to the organelles. So organelles is a cellular components that are found inside the living cell. They help to perform the specific function. So each of the organelle, they have to perform their own specific function. Yeah? So they are working together, and then they will help to maintain the living process of the cell. So okay. So Ethan and Suyang, you can have a guess which one is a plant cell, which one is animal cell, which one? This one is a plant cell, animal cell. This one.
Is it an animal cell?
Yeah, it's an animal cell. Correct. Why is it animal cell? Yeah, your answer is correct. Because, and then below this picture is a plant cell. Okay. The reason this cell is classified under animal cell because they do not have a fixed shape. Okay, they are comprised of the irregular size and shape. Or you can say that they do not have fixed shape. Okay, why they do not have fixed shape? Because they do not contain cell wall. They only have cell membrane. So in the plant cell, you can see they have a very rectangular fixed shape. Rectangular fixed shape. They have the rectangular fixed shape, right? So why they have the fixed shape? Because they have the cell wall. So this cell wall, they will provide the strength and also the fixed shape to the cell. Yeah, this cell wall. Okay, so later we're going to study about the difference between animal cell and the plant cell. So you should clearly know the difference between them. And then, yeah, this is a prokaryote, okay? So remember that animal cell and plant cell, they are under eukaryotic cell. Okay, both of them are under eukaryotic cell. Just that animal cell, they don't have the cell wall. They only have the cell membrane. But the plant cell, they have the cell wall. But they are belong to the eukaryotic cell because it's both animal cell and plant cell, they do have the nucleus. See, they have the nucleus. And also, they have a lot of membrane-bound organelle inside their cytoplasm. See, those are the membrane organelles, such as the endoplasmic reticulum, their Golgi apparatus, their vacuole, their mitochondria. Those are the organelle. So they are belong to the eukaryotic cell because they have nucleus. They have the membrane-bound organelle. Yes. Okay, so this is the picture for the prokaryote. Yeah? So remember that prokaryote cell is referred to all bacteria. So in the bacteria, they usually have this structure, which is they have the flagellum, they have the plasmid DNA, and also the cell wall, which is made out from the peptidoglycan, and also they have the bacteria's DNA, which is totally exposed to outside. So they are naked, yeah, which is naked. Okay, so in the prokaryote cell, they do not have membrane-bound organelle, right? So there's no mitochondria, RER, and also nucleus because they do not have any membrane-bound organelle. membrane bound organelle. Bound organelle. But the similarity between prokaryote cell and the eukaryote cell is both cell, they do have the ribosome. Okay? Both prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, they have what? They have the ribosome. Both do contain ribosome. Just that in the eukaryotic cell, their ribosome size is larger. In the prokaryotic cell, the ribosome size is smaller. Okay, now I want to go through into the organelles inside the cell one by one. Okay, I think we can start from the nucleus first, okay? Because nucleus is just like brain inside the cell. Yeah, okay. So whenever you want to draw a cell, whenever we want to draw a cell, this is a cell. And then inside is a nucleus, right? This is a nucleus. And then this is the cytoplasm, as simple as that. So now we just discuss about the nucleus first, which is inside here. Nucleus. So nucleus, when you zoom out, okay, when you zoom in the picture, you can realize that nucleus is not only a nucleus, because inside a nucleus, when you enlarge this, you will see this structure, this one. Yeah, so this is the nucleus. This whole thing we call as the nucleus, this whole thing. But inside the nucleus, they do have a lot of the small component. So inside the nucleus, they do contain the nucleus. Yeah. So this small spot thing is a nucleus. This is a nucleus. You can draw down nucleus. Nucleus. NUCLEOLUS, nucleus. Okay. And then here, you can see this just like black spot. See a lot of black spot, right? Sometimes it's a small black spot, some is large black spot. So this black spot actually is referred to the genetic material. It refers to the chromatin. You can say it's a chromatin. Chromatin. What is meant by chromatin? Later I will explain to you. Chromatin. Or you can refer as a chromosome. DNA, RNA. So DNA, RNA, they are contained inside this chromatin chromosome. Okay. Maybe you can see this picture. Yeah. So this is a nucleus. And then outside, which is the thread-like structure, is referred to the chromatin. Chromatin means the DNA, yeah. It refers to genetic material. And then when we view on the external structure of the nucleus, you can see this is the we call as nuclear membrane. This we call as a nuclear membrane. Or you can call as nuclear envelope. I'll call it a nuclear membrane, it's okay. Nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, okay? So this nuclear membrane, they are double layer. Actually, they are double layer. You can see that this picture, inner, outer. Inner, outer, you can see, right? Actually, it's a double layer. You have the inner nuclear membrane and also the outer nuclear membrane. And then these two layers of nuclear membrane, they will form a pores between them. These are the pore. Pores means that there's a space exists between the nucleus membrane. There's a small space exists between the nuclear membrane. So they refer this as a nuclear pore, just like space. Yeah, so those are the structure of the nucleus. So let's study about the function of nucleus. So the function of nucleus, you just memorize two functions only. Inside the nucleus, they store genetic material. They carry or they store genetic material. See, such as the DNA. Okay, for genetic inheritance. Inheritance means there's something like in Huayu, inheritance called as 遗传. Okay, inheritance means that you're able to pass this gene to next generation. Okay, you're able to pass this gene to the next generation. Inherited. And then in the nucleus, so this is the first function, yeah. This is the first function, genetic material. So the second one is they do control the cellular activity. They control cellular activity. Nucleus are exist in all cell except prokaryotic cell. So you can see the importance of the nucleus in control the cellular activity, yeah. So that means that nucleus is just like a king. Okay, you're right. Nucleus is a king. It's a king of the country. So the king of the country, they control all of the, their activity of their people, right? So nucleus control the activity of the cell. Yeah. So the nucleus is just acting like the brain of the cell. Okay, it's just like the brain in human. Okay, the brain in the human also control all the our activity. So first, the function of nucleus carry genetic information or genetic material, which include the DNA for inheritance. Secondly, they do control the cellular activity. Okay, why? Because inside the nucleus, they have the DNA. See, there's a DNA axis inside the nucleus. See, this is the DNA. Okay, from last time we learned that DNA will help to synthesis in the, the DNA, they are an important step. DNA is an important step, which is they help to form a new protein, right? So you watched a video before, which is from the DNA to protein. Okay, so DNA is a very important step that whenever the cell want to produce a protein, they need to copy the information from the DNA out, right? And then become the messenger RNA, and then the messenger RNA, they will combine with the ribosome to produce a new polypeptide chain. I think you watched this video before. Okay, so you can understand that why nucleus acting as they are control the cellular activity just like the king. Okay, so this is the function of the nucleus. So whenever the question asking you about, please write the structure of the nucleus. So the structure of nucleus, you can say that nucleus are inside, they do contain the nucleus, and also they are being surrounded by the two layer of the nuclear membrane. See, two double layer nuclear membrane. Double layer nuclear membrane, they are separated from the cytoplasm. Okay, and then Suyang, so now you're already clear about the function and the structure of nucleus?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we already finished talking about the nucleus, right? So now we will continue talking about outside of the nucleus. So as you can see that this nucleus membrane, or we call it nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope and nuclear membrane is the same, yeah? So this nuclear envelope, they are continuous with this thing. You can see? They are continuous with the membrane outside. You see this picture? This is the actual picture. They are being captured from the electron microscope. This is actual picture. So you can see they are like continuous with the layer outside. Okay, so actually they are continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, now we talk about endoplasmic reticulum. Yeah, see, this is the nuclear membrane. This is inside the nucleus, yeah. This is inside the nucleus, and then this is the chromatin. This is a chromatin. Chromatin is a thread-like structure found outside the nucleus, and then this is a nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, there are two layers, right? There are two layers. And then you can see that nuclear membrane, they are continuous to the outside. They are means that nuclear membrane, they are connected with the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, they are connected with the endoplasmic reticulum. You see? So maybe I can write here nuclear membrane continuous. Continuous with endoplasmic reticulum. It's just like nuclear membrane, they are extends outside until they become the endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum, they are defined into two types. There is two types of the endoplasmic reticulum, which is first one we call as the RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. The second one we call as smooth ER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Yeah. So the difference between the rough and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is their appearance and also the functions. In the rough endoplasmic reticulum, you have this ribosome attached on the surface. You can see this ribosome. Yeah, those are the ribosomes attached on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum. So they are known as the rough ER. It's just like your face. They grow a lot of pimple on it. Okay, rough ER. So which is the ribosome attached to surface of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Yeah. Smooth ER means that there is no ribosome. Smooth ER, no ribosome, yeah. It's just a very smooth surface. So example of smooth ER is like this, smooth ER. Hey, where is it? Sorry. Maybe you can see the first picture. Yeah. Okay. You see this picture, animal cell. This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, yeah. As you can see, they are continuous with the nuclear membrane. Yeah, like this. So they have the ribosome on it. Yeah, so those are the ribosome. See, these are the ribosome. Ribosome, yeah. And then when the endoplasmic reticulum extends to outside, there is no ribosome attached to it. So they will become the smooth endoplasmic reticulum because there's no ribosome. You can see, yeah, very, very smooth. So the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do have carry the different function. Yeah, in the RER, in the rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are helping to do what? They are helping to actually transport the protein. You can see, transport the protein synthesis by the ribosome to reach the Golgi apparatus. So this is the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Transport protein by ribosome until reach the Golgi apparatus. So you can imagine that this rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are just like a railway tray, okay? Just like a road. A road. R stands for rod. Okay, so the rod, they help to transport the substance, right? Transport the proteins. Because inside the ribosome able to synthesis protein. Sorry. Ribosome able to synthesis protein. Remember that the function of the ribosome is used to synthesis new protein. So whenever the ribosome, they will produce a protein, then the protein will transport by the Golgi apparatus until reach the they will transport by the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, ribosome, synthesis protein. Okay, this is the first step. Then after ribosome, they help to produce the protein, right? So the protein will transport by rough endoplasmic reticulum to reach the Golgi apparatus. So those are the the procedure. So whenever the Golgi apparatus, they receive the proteins, they will do the modification on the protein to modify it become the useful product. So Golgi apparatus receive protein and will modify on the protein to produce a useful product, useful protein product. So those are the process, yeah. So function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is they just want to transport. They're just acting like the roots. Roots allow the car to drive on it, right? So they are just acting like the road or railway to allow the protein to transport from the ribosome, which is a place to make the proteins, until reach the Golgi apparatus, which is the place that they need to modify the proteins to make another useful product. So this story of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then how about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum actually is not it's not included in your syllabus, but I think it's better to know. For the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the function is they function help in the detoxification. Okay, they help in the detoxification. Detoxification, yes. Detoxification means that remove away the toxin. 解毒 in 华语 knows as 解毒 detoxification. And also they help in the synthesis of lipid. Okay, synthesis of the lipid. So those are the two major functions of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this is because that smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they help in the detoxification. So there's a very large amount of SER found in the liver organs. Because liver, one of the function of the liver is they help in the detoxification, means that they will convert the toxic products, become the non-toxic product, and then excrete out as the urine. So a lot of SER are found in the liver organs. So another thing is that because smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they don't have the ribosome, so their surface very smooth, right? So lipid, okay, smooth related to lipid, because the lipid also very, very smooth. Yeah, you can use this kind of way to memorize. So SER, the function, lipid, and the detoxification. So we talk about nucleus, IR. So now we're going to talk about I think maybe we can talk about ribosome. Yeah. So this ribosome, they are attached on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum. Yeah. So actually in the ribosome, there are two types of ribosome. So one ribosome we call as the free ribosome. Then the second ribosome we call as a bound ribosome. Free ribosome is the ribosome they are exist freely in the cytoplasm. Exist freely in cytoplasm. Bound ribosome means that the ribosome attached to the ribosome, they are attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. So they will be forming the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So you can see there are two types of ribosome. Because ribosome, they are usually found freely in the cytoplasm. They are found in the cytoplasm. So these are we call as a bound ribosome because they are connected to the endoplasmic reticulum surface. Okay, so ribosome in actual, when you view under the electron microscope, you just can see very, very small black spot like this. See, very small black spot, right? But however, if you zoom, if you enlarge the black spot, you can see this kind of structure. This is a ribosome. It have two subunit. One is a large subunit, right? Large subunit. Another one is a small subunit. There's two subunits. They will combine together and then they will form one complete unit of the ribosome. So just like the hamburger, right? So hamburger, there's also two pieces of the bread combined together, then they will form the hamburger. So you just imagine the ribosome structure just looking like the hamburger, okay? So and then another one I want you to know that ribosome is the smallest organelle they are found inside the cell. Smallest. The most smallest. Okay, so that's why you only can use the very high resolution of the electron microscope, so you're able to view on the structure of the ribosome. If you use the light microscope, you are unable to see the structure of the ribosome because it's too small already. Okay, so ribosome is a tiny structure. It's a very, very tiny structure. They are found in the cytoplasm or they are attached to the membrane. Yeah, the membrane, which is they refer to the ER, endoplasmic reticulum, because endoplasmic reticulum is a kind of membrane. Yeah, so they are attached to the membrane. They are known as an endoplasmic reticulum. So their function is they help to synthesis protein only. That's all. Yeah, they will help to synthesis in the protein. Okay, because the story is like that. Okay, I think you will learn in another chapter lah. How ribosome will produce the protein is inside the nucleus. In the nucleus, they contain the DNA, right? Contain the DNA. And then the DNA contain the genetic information for making a protein product. So DNA are found inside the nucleus. So now you want to produce a protein, right? So that means you need to copy the genetic information in the DNA out, become the messenger RNA. So messenger RNA is being synthesized. Okay, so messenger RNA, they are trying to copy the genetic information from the DNA, and then they bring the information to outside of the to outside from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. Yeah, so undergo. So this is known as transcription. Transcription process. Okay, so the mRNA, they will move from nucleus to cytoplasm. So now the mRNA, they reach the cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm, mRNA will combine with the ribosome and also together with the tRNA, transfer RNA. tRNA known as transfer RNA. So there are three components together. First is mRNA, messenger RNA. Second is ribosome. Third is there is a transfer RNA. Because transfer RNA, they will bring the amino acid. Okay, so tRNA bring the amino acid to ribosome. So this is how the ribosome able to produce a new polypeptide chain. Yeah, so this is the story of it. Okay, so you can see that during formation of the mRNA, messenger RNA from the nucleus, which is they want to copy the genetic information found in the DNA, right? And then they need to diffuse out from the nucleus to reach the cytoplasm. So this is why that the nucleus membrane, they need to have the pores. See? They need to have the pores. They need to have the small space between the nuclear membrane. So to allow the this one, messenger RNA to diffuse to outside. Yeah, so they need to have a pore. Okay, so now we learn about the ribosome, nucleus, and also, okay, now I think we can talk about the cytoplasm and also the cell membrane. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can talk about cytoplasm and the cell membrane. Okay, so cell membrane, they are found at here. This is cell membrane. Cell membrane are both exist in all kind of cell, include the animal cell, plant cell, and also the prokaryotic cell. Okay, cell membrane. So cell membrane, they are made out of this kind of structure. In Mandarin, they call as this one, 细胞膜. Okay, and then they are usually made of this kind of structure, which is we know as the phospholipid bilayer. Cell membrane is very flexible, okay, very elastic, because they do contain two layers of the oil. This oil they know as phospholipid bilayer. This one, they know as the phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer. See, phosphor. Phosphor means that you can see this is the phospholipid bilayer. You can see every phospholipid bilayer, they are comprised of this thing. This one. Okay, so why they are called as phospholipid bilayer is because they do have the phosphate head. They have the head and tail. So the head contains the phosphate. the head have the phosphate group. This one. The head has a phosphate group. And then the tail, there is two tail, right? Two tail. You can see each of them, they have the two tail. You see this one, two tail. So the tail, they are comprised of the two fatty acid. Two fatty acid. So these two fatty acid, we call as lipid. Yeah, they are belong to lipid. So this is why they call as phospholipid, because the head contain the phosphate group and then the tail contain the lipid. So they are known as phospholipid. And also they are comprised of a two layer, right? You see, every membranes, they do have two layer. One membrane is facing the inside of the cell. Yeah, this one. See, inside of the cell, which is they are facing to the cytoplasm. So here is a cytoplasm already. Here is a cytoplasm. And then another side of the phosphate barrier is they are facing to the outside of the cell, which is facing to the extracellular environment. Outside. And then usually the extracellular environment, they contain a lot of the fluid, water. Okay, so that's why the phospholipid, okay, the phosphate group of the phospholipid barrier, they need to face to the outwards. See? So this is their head. This is their head. They are facing outward because outward they contain more fluid. Usually they will contain the fluid. Fluid means water. Okay, so for the phospholipid barrier, you know that the head contain the phosphate group and also the tail contain two fatty acids. And then you should know the characteristic for the head and the tail. So the head, that means that they is classified as the hydrophilic head, yeah? Because they like water. Hydrophilic means that water loving. Hydrophilic. Hydrophilic head. And also two, hydrophilic means water loving. Water loving, they love the water, so they are facing outside to the water side. Extra environments, they refer to the water side because inside the environment, they contain a lot of water. So they are water loving. So how about the two fatty acid tail? Two fatty acid tail, they are hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means that they are very scared of the water. They don't like water. They are trying to avoid from the water. So hydrophobic means that there's a lipid soluble, okay? They prefer lipid, but not water. So this is why that the two fatty acid tail of the phospholipid barrier, they are facing inside. See, they are facing inside. So because inside, which is between this layer, they are hydrophobic, yeah? Hydrophobic. Sorry, I can. Hydrophobic. Yeah, they are hydrophobic, this one. Hydrophobic means that they are lipid soluble, okay? Lipid soluble. And also they only allow the lipid soluble molecule able to stay in this layer. So outside is the hydrophilic. Okay, this one. Hydrophilic. Means that they contain more water. Hydrophilic. This one also. Hydrophilic. They contain more water inside. Okay, so this is the structure of the cell membrane, yeah. So when you look about the cell membrane, yeah, so this is a cell. So inside the cell and outside the cell. So this is the cell membrane. Okay, facing inside the cytoplasm or facing outside to the extracellular environment. So what is the function of cell membrane? you can see this cell membrane, they do have this characteristic, okay, which is they have the hydrophilic and the hydrophobic property. So their characteristic is they are semi-permeable. Okay, so their function is they only control the certain substance. Okay, movement of the certain substance able to enter inside the cell or the leaving outside to the cell. And then their function is they trying to hold the cell together. Okay, so the characteristic of the, if the question asks you about structure or the characteristic, structure of the cell membrane, you can state that the structure refer to the semi-permeable. Yeah. Or partial permeable membrane. Or partial permeable membrane. Semi-permeable and the partial permeable all are referred to the same meaning, which is they only allow certain substance able to pass through the membrane only. Only allow certain substance able to pass through the phospholipid bilayer. See, certain substance, not all substance. Not all substance, is only certain substance. Means that if the substance, they are lipid soluble, if they are small and lipid soluble, they're able to pass through the phospholipid bilayer. We're going to learning in detail in the chapter 3, okay? So they know as semi-permeable because they only allow some or certain substance able to pass through it, but not all substance. If they can allow all substance to pass through it, they are known as the fully permeable membrane. Okay, so this is cell membrane, yeah. Okay, so the cell membrane, they have the phospholipid bilayer. See this lipid bilayer, and also on their, I mean, between the phospholipid bilayer, they have the carrier protein. Yeah, this is a carrier protein. This one. This is a carrier protein. In carrier protein, you have two types of carrier protein. Yeah, you have the channel protein or carrier protein. It's okay. Later we'll learn more. Maybe you can write the first. You have the channel protein, and you have the carrier protein. These two kinds of proteins are found insert between the phospholipid bilayer. And then on top of the membrane, you can see on top of the phospholipid bilayer membrane, you have the, we call as carbohydrate chain. You have two types, either is glycolipid or glycoproteins. This one, this carbohydrate chains, they are referred to the glycol. So whenever the carbohydrate chains are located on the top of the carrier protein, they are referred to the glycoprotein. Glycoprotein. This one, glycoprotein. If the carbohydrate chains on top of the protein, they are known as glycoprotein. However, if the carbohydrate chains, they are lining on top of the lipid bilayer, for example, like this, they are known as the glycolipid. Okay. So what's the function for this glycolipid and glycoprotein? Okay, glycol means carbohydrate, yeah. Glycol means carbohydrates. Glycol means carbohydrates. Okay, so this carbohydrate chain, they are attached to the either on the protein, either on the carrier protein, or they are attached on the lipid, on the surface of lipid. They just help to they're just helping to let this cell able to identify themselves as a cell marker. So they are a kind of cell marker. It's okay. I mean, we will learn more in chapter 3. Yeah. Okay, so in this current stage, you just need to know the function of the cell membrane. You should know cell membrane is the semi-permeable, only allow certain molecule to diffuse inside, and also they're able to control the movement in or out. Okay, in or out of the cell. So you just need to know the point. That's all. And then when we talk about the cytoplasm, okay, see cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, they are found inside the cell here. Those are the cytoplasm. Okay, so this cytoplasm, they're just a medium, some medium found inside the cell. Because inside the cytoplasm, you allow a lot of biochemical reactions occur within the cell. See, so it's just a medium where the biochemical reactions occurs within the cell. Medium. So cytoplasm is just like a fluid. Yeah, there's a lot of fluid inside the cell. Okay, so this is cytoplasm. So inside the cytoplasm, you have a lot of organelle inside. Okay, such as the endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome. Those organelle, they are found inside the cytoplasm. Okay, so let me see the timer. Okay, 4 minutes more. It's okay. We can discuss about the large. Okay, so maybe I can show you some video so to let you have a clear understanding for this chapter. And then student, you are still inside, right? Okay, maybe I can show you some video for this chapter. Yeah, this one. We can have a look on this video. Very nice video. You can see, right? The YouTube screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's have a view on the video. See the sound structure. You can listen to the sound. Sound can listen. Can? You can. So those are the cell. You can see inside of the cell, they have their individual nucleus and also the organelle. So those are referred to the eukaryotic cell. You can listen to the sound, right? The video sound, you can listen it.
We can't.
Oh, cannot. Why cannot? I'm so sorry. It's okay. I explain to you. You can see those are we call as organelle. See nucleus. See, eukaryotic cell compared with the prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic is much more larger than the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic is smaller, but the virus will be much more smaller than the prokaryotic cell. So you can see inside the prokaryotic cell, there are a lot. They have the naked genetic material, naked chromosome or chromatin. Okay, maybe I can show the nucleus. I show the nucleus. You can see this is a nucleus. Nucleus, you can see the nuclear pore, right? The nuclear pore found on the nuclear membrane. And also the nuclear membrane, they are connected with the endoplasmic reticulum, which is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And then in this video, you can see that ribosome, they are scattered around it. Yeah, you have two kind of ribosome, right? One is the free ribosome, which is they are scattered freely inside the cytoplasm. And another kind of ribosome is they are bind to the endoplasmic reticulum. They will form the rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can see when you view inside the nucleus, you can saw the genetic material, which is the DNA. So this is DNA. So DNA, they will coil together. DNA, they will condense. Okay, they will form the chromatin. Okay. So this is a nucleus. Yeah, nucleus is a small, small tiny structure that are found inside the nucleus. There's a nucleus. So you can see the thread branching out from the nucleus. They are referred to the chromatin. Actually, this nucleus, they produce a ribosome. You see? So that's why the nucleus, they have the pore, so they can allow the ribosome, whenever they're able to synthesis inside, they're able to diffuse to outside, and then they reach the cytoplasm. So they must have the pore. Okay, I think you can have a view on the video. You can watch by yourself. Yeah, it's available on YouTube. I will share the screen to you. Okay, so the time is up. So for today's lesson, we do have the homework. Later I will send the homework in the group. Okay, do we have any question? So on today, we already learned about the organelles. We learned about the nucleus. We learned about the cytoplasm, cell membrane, and also the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so far, do we have any question to ask me? Ethan and Suyang?
No.
No.
Okay, okay. Okay, thanks. So that's the class for today. So I will send the homework and the video in the WeChat group later. So thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a great time to learn this biology.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.